All right. Hello, everyone from the Pacific Northwest here in Washington State on the Pacific coast of the United States. My name is Nancy, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And I'm a registered nurse. I feel like I say this so much. I'm a registered nurse. I had a spontaneous out-of-body experience. I became suddenly sighted, which means I can see in the physical world at the same time I can see in the spiritual world. Okay. So today, put your seatbelts on. So it's like, get that seatbelt on here, put this seatbelt on here, put this seatbelt on here. Is I've written 12 pages and there's no way we can spend the rest of the half a day going over everything this morning, but I'm going to try to put it in a nutshell and you all can take off with it yourself. So we have a beautiful international global world community. And so hello from Virginia Beach and Vancouver Island. Bonjour, Portland, Oregon. Hello from Tacoma and South Africa. Eastern Washington, Beaumont, Texas. Let's see here, London, Armstrong, BC, Normandy Park, Washington, Quebec. Hello, Salt Lake City. Hello from Gig Harbor. Let's see what else. Whidbey Island is also in Washington State. Hello from New Mexico. I'm like, oh gosh, this is exciting. All right, here's the title. You got your seatbelts on. All right. Are you keeping secrets that aren't even yours? Okay. Now, this talk today and what I'm going to be talking about is one of the best examples that I can share with you of the collective and how we influence it and it influences us. A great example. All right. Number two, the blue light, when the tall star beings, blue light beings came through in 2017, so we've spent 8 lovely years together. When they talked about the blue light and the influence of the frequency of the blue light here on Earth, there were 3 things that this blue light frequency, the star beings basically said that blue light is going to do. Number 1, dissolve all illusions. Number 2, reveal truth. Number 3, bring justice. And I know in that 8 years, I'm like, ooh, why did I think truth was going to be pretty and beautiful? Oh no, there's some ugly truths going on. And as illusions started to dissolve and, we all kind of like clean our glasses and we're like, that was an illusion? Oh my gosh. Or we see illusions about ourselves, like we're dumb or we aren't capable, those are some good illusions to let go of. But the one thing that seemed to kind of be slipping through our fingers was this justice piece. Okay. But when I've talked to the blue beings of light about it, what they're explaining is you have to understand, Nancy, in the 3D world, things are very dense and very slow. It's like, and from our perspective, things are happening very fast. All right, I'll give you that. Okay, so let's get started. This week's frequency forecast symbol is a diary of secrets with a lock on it. So when I tuned into this, I want to let you know it was on Saturday. So here we are Thursday. So it was about 5 days ago. I knew that I had a very full teaching week. And to lighten my load, I thought, well, let me write up my Thursday talk for today on Saturday. So that's what I did. So I'm meditating on it and up pops up this diary of secrets with a lock on it. So when I tuned in, I thought, oh, okay, so we are all the collective. When I'm asking, we are all clearing our own secrets, our own maybe childhood secrets. But instead, I discovered the unexpected. Layer by layer, I began to see that the secrets I was carrying were not all mine. They belonged to others, people whose energy fields had blocked me from seeing their hidden truths and their secrets. Addictions, betrayals, manipulations, unspoken pain. And psychologically, yep, that can make sense. We keep secrets to protect ourselves, to avoid shame, conflict, and loss. But energetically, those secrets, they just don't disappear. They form a dense crust in your energy field, like old, dry earth pressed up against the light. Okay, and each secret we hold, whether it's yours or someone else's, dims your natural light, your natural inner clarity, your natural radiance. It's like trying to see through a fog that isn't even yours. So this week's energy invites us to unlock that diary, dissolve the layers of secrecy, and allow the pure frequency of truth to flow again. So when you start to release locked secrets that were never yours to begin with, your light becomes transparent, your intuition sharpens, and your spirit can finally breathe because those jeans are just not so tight anymore. Okay, I'm going to move through this. Okay, now, let me say again, when I ask for a symbol that represents the main frequency, remember the frequency weaves, we're weaving together this beautiful tapestry, and each thread has a frequency. And so I ask for the global. I ask a symbol that represents what all of humanity is working on right now. And this came up, this old diary, like it was an old diary. It has a lock on it. And it was leather and it was well worn, like it was old and it was thick and it was full of things you'd put in a diary, things that you didn't want other people to know. And I don't know if you've been paying any attention to what's been going on here in the United States, but it just hit me this morning. I was like, wait a minute, there may potentially be some secrets that are being revealed here, but it's not only our country. So wherever you live in the world, just try to pay attention to see if there are any secrets as that diary gets unlocked. And that's what we're going to work on today in our meditation, because we're going to take responsibility for our side. We're going to clean up our auric field from any old, outdated secrets. And the beauty about working with the quantum frequency is you don't have to process and go through it. I mean, you're welcome to process it later, but I'm going to teach you a really quick way to just let it all go. All right. So let's start off psychologically. Why do we keep secrets? Well, we have fear of judgment or fear of rejection. People keep secrets to avoid being judged, shamed, or rejected by others. Our social brain craves belonging, craves to be inclusive, and we fear exposure threatens our safety and threatens being ostracized. Okay, number 2, protection of your self-image, ego, preservation. Secrets help maintain a particular identity and a reputation. Your ego can hide what could contradict its ideal self and social role. Now, what I've noticed as a nurse, healer, psychic, is a lot of us will hold secrets that are so like vanilla. Like we think they're such a big deal. Like, like maybe you dress up in a, this gorgeous, $5,000 suit before you go to work, but nobody knows that when you get home, you like to wear an old holy t-shirt from when you were in college and a pair of old sweats and walk around barefoot and not shower for 3 days. Like we can keep those kind of secrets because we're like, I just want people to see me in my suit. Okay, I'm going to go through this and I'm going to tell you another really great story about benign secrets. Okay, who likes to avoid conflict? That's a reason why we can keep secrets. Sorry, my little avoiding conflict. We don't want we want to prevent arguments. We don't want to get punished. We don't want to lose our jobs. We don't want to get into legal trouble. How about loyalty and protection to others? That's big. Think about this in the world, in your country, in your families, in your workplace. Some secrets are kept out of love and loyalty to protect a partner, friend, or family member from feeling harmed, embarrassed, or exposed. Trauma, shame suppression, childhood trauma often keep secrets to protect themselves emotionally, to minimize pain that feels or felt unbearable at the time. This suppression can cause a psychic split. Part of yourself can carry the truth while the other part hides that secret, buries that secret. Remember, we're going to clear this today. So if I'm stirring the pot, if we're stirring the pot, we're going to have a great meditation. How about power and control? Secrets can give a false sense of control. I know something others don't. All right. How about avoiding vulnerability? Revealing truth requires openness, and many people equate vulnerability with danger. I have a very, very good friend recently who needed to reveal some family secrets. It wasn't like it was an option. It was like it was going to have to be talked about. And I remember this dear friend saying, if I say this, I feel like other people are going to look at me differently. And this person was holding secrets for somebody else. They had nothing to do with it, but they didn't want anybody else to look at them any differently, right? Fear of change if you reveal secrets. It may rearrange relationships, jobs, your entire life path, and guilt and cognitive dissonance. When our actions contradict our values, the mind hides the truth to reduce discomfort. We just want life to be settled. Okay. All right. So here's this story. So I had been an intensive care nurse, open heart recovery nurse for, I don't know, 15, 16 years. And then for about 8 years, I was a hospice nurse. So I was working with a particular woman who was my patient, and she was terrified to die, which most people are until the last minute. And then all of a sudden, it's just like the heavens open up, and it just can become very beautiful, no matter how many secrets you were holding. Okay. So she was terrified to die because she had this secret, this awful, awful, awful secret. And she just knew she wasn't going to get into heaven, and that she was going to be punished for this secret. And she'd been holding this secret for her whole entire life. She goes, even my husband doesn't know this secret. Even my kids don't know this secret. And she was agonizing over this. And so as her hospice nurse case manager, I'm trying to get very clever on how do I get this out? She just couldn't do it. So finally, we had our pastoral counselors available. So I said, would you talk to a pastoral care person? And I said, because they are sworn to secrecy, and they, anyway, bottom line was she agreed. And so, the pastor promised not to share it with the family, or if she wanted to share it with the family, that the pastor would be there for her, which is what ended up happening. And do you know what this big, deep, dark, deeply dark secret was? She was adopted. That's how much shame she carried for her entire life, that she was adopted. She was so ashamed. She didn't even tell anybody. And I don't know what happened where she thought she wasn't going to get into heaven because she was adopted. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, we can hold this secret locked diary inside, and it's been compressed and locked for so long that it ends up creating and festering its own story that makes you sick. It made her sick and terrified that her family would no longer want to speak to her, right? Anyway, okay. So let's talk about the psychological and energetic effects of keeping a secret. Chronic stress responses. So your body experiences secrecy as a threat. Studies show that hiding important information raises your cortisol level, that fight or flight adrenaline level. Your heart rate increases. You're constantly guarding against danger. Mental fragmentation. The psyche divides into compartments, from the part that knows to the part that doesn't know. All right, so I'm meditating on this. I know nothing about what's being revealed in the news today. I wrote this on Saturday. All right. Isolation, emotional distancing. This is what Spirit showed me the most, that when you're holding a secret inside, it interferes with your ability in your intimate relationships, because there's this fear that if you let someone in too close, they're going to know the hidden secrets that you're holding inside. And what if they find out? So you always keep people at a distance. How about your energy field, your auric field? From an energetic perspective, when I was looking at the auric field, there were dense patches of a dark crust that was thick, like really dry earth, where it's so dry in the energy field that it's like on the earth, if it rained, it would just flow across the top. That's why you have those flash floods. Well, it looks the same in the human energy field. And when it's other people's secrets, the field feels sticky, foreign. It doesn't feel like you at all. How about distorted intuition? Now, right now, it isn't just a theory. Like, I believe it in my heart and my bones that we must get in touch with our intuition. We must open up to our inner authority. And because we can get so confused, like, who's telling the truth? Who's telling a lie? I don't know who to believe, but if you can get in touch with your own inner authority, then that truth of clarity can come through really strong. So secrets distort your intuition, whether yours or absorbed from others, blur your inner ability to have your inner sight, inner intuition. It's like trying to always see through a fog. Clearing these, which we're going to do in our meditation at the end, so stay with me, restores clarity and authentic frequency of truth. Reduced empathy and joy. All right, everybody. We want that. This is the thing. Yes, we happen to be in a frequency forecast for November. We're in the astrological sign of Scorpio, and Scorpio feels very comfortable revealing secrets. It's like, don't hide. Let's dig it up. Let's get it out. So this kind of diary of secrets, is coming out at a perfect time. And of course, who could have planned this? Only really smart, creative, supreme wisdom could have planned this so perfectly with the astrology. But now we're moving into December. And then on December 19th, we've got the 3-eye atlas coming closest to the earth. And then we have the solstice. There's this wave of benevolence is coming in. But if we're just chock-a-block full of these locked secrets, it's harder for those beautiful frequencies to come through. So this is why we're cleaning house, right? So you can have reduced empathy and joy because you carry all this hidden material that consumes a lot of psychic bandwidth. And often people report feeling numb, disconnected from joy, spontaneity, and creativity. This happened to me a couple of weeks ago. There was something that happened in my life. I should have been out in the street dancing with delight. And I did this meditation. I'm like, where is my joy and my happiness about this? Why can't I celebrate this? And I was just finding, wow, I had to dig deep, like, and it is coming to the surface now. So, but I was numb, right? I was disconnected from my joy. So even when happy things were happening, I couldn't celebrate myself for it. All right, here's the collective. So what this means is what you're holding inside, the world is holding. Humanity's holding onto. It's stuck in the collective field. It's stuck in your field. If you release it, and we're going to release a big batch of it today, the collective has to release more. And then everybody in the collective, as they release it, you release more. So we're going to be releasing secrets, because on a societal scale, secrets accumulate. An energetic smog or fog at the political, religious, corporate levels, distorting collective perception. And sensitive individuals can feel this very, very deeply. So when I first saw this locked diary of secrets, I thought, oh, I've got some of my own childhood memories coming to the surface. Those little hidden stories tucked away, not like I haven't been working on them before. But as I opened the diary in meditation, so I pretended there was a little lock, I unlocked it, I opened it up, and something unexpected happened. Tighten that seatbelt. Layer after layer, I began to realize these were not my secrets. It felt like opening pages belonging to other people, pages written in energies of addiction hiding from sight, manipulation cloaked as charm, corruption buried under smiles, and suddenly the diary stopped being personal. It felt collective. This is hugely collective right now, as though I was holding humanity's secrets in my hand. And each chapter is about ready. In the world, globally, it's a page turner. Now, here in the United States, lots of secrets have been revealed over the past years, but it's like, and what happens next? And what happens next? It's a lot easier to look at secrets when they're not our own, right? It's a lot. Yeah. So here's the thing that blew my mind. Okay. So again, we believe that if people know our secrets, we'll be unlovable. The ego wants to be consistent. They don't want to crack that mask. We want secrets to, we think these secrets are going to bring us peace, but it's only a short-term peace. It can cost you a lot in long-term freedom. Keeping somebody else's secret is you're trying to protect them because you are afraid if you that the what the truth might reveal in that other person, as well. And trauma shame suppression, yeah. Children often learn how to stay silent because silence becomes the pattern of survival. All right. So energetically, in the energy field, secrets are not invisible. They form. So I always have this saying, your energy field cannot lie. It can't lie. It doesn't know how to lie because it's a quantum flow of light. It's a quantum flow of frequency. It only can express truth. So if you're feeling, okay, I'm out in the street, I'm dancing, I'm feeling joyful, that radiance, the quantum field rises to meet me, and all these joy bandwidths just start radiating light off of me. If I'm feeling shame, if I'm feeling like I'm not good enough, that frequency rises to meet me there. That's it. It's all quantum. It's not mental. It's not emotional. It has no judgment. It just is what it is. Okay. So when I look at your energy field, if I was doing a demonstration, we're in a room, you come up in the front, I'm looking at your energy field, I'm going to be able to tell what's going on in your life because it shows in your auric field. And right now, if I were to do a scan of humanity, there's a bunch of little diaries with a bunch of locked diaries, and there's no key. It's just locked in there, and it's societal. It is global. It is certainly you have your own individual stuff, but we're being heavily influenced by secrets in the collective right now. So the strata of energy pressed together like old earth fossilized waste. Each layer represents another person's secret. My spirit showed me that I was unconsciously carrying. I had another friend, and I knew something was off. And this was quite a few years ago. And I was just like, what is off? I was like, I can't put my finger on it. What's off? What's off? What's off? The person had a light drug addiction that had turned the corner into an out of control drug addiction. And I remember thinking, why couldn't I see it? I'm a clairvoyant. I'm a psychic. Why couldn't I see the truth before my friend began to unravel? So I went into meditation to ask that question. My friend's energy had flooded my field with blocks so that I couldn't see that she was getting out of control and that there was an addictive influence that was happening. So those in your life, they can project blocks so that you can't see it. So these layers distort the light. They cloud intuition. It's like trying to see through glass that's been smoked from the inside. And have you ever felt naive? Like, how come I didn't get what was going on? And so spirit showed me that people can project this energy to conceal truth, even unconsciously. And if you're empathic, which many of you are, who are very sensitive, intuitive, you can easily absorb those veils. And even after leaving the situation, the residual can remain in your field layer upon layer of someone else's. Don't look. Don't look. All right. So the collective layers, as I walk through, so now I'm like, my mind is blown. So this is happening on Saturday. And I'm like, my mind is blown. I'm writing this up. I'm writing some notes. So I walk through the collective message society's secret book. And then I was shown like police protecting fellow officers, medical professionals guarding mistakes, banks and corporations hiding exploitations, governments and entire nations shrouding truth for political power. So again, it was just like, whoa, this has got a lot of layers to it. Each hidden act contributes to the energetic fog around the planet, collective secrecy that interferes with human clarity. Well, we're not buying that anymore. No, we're going to clear it from our field so that we are no longer part of that system. All right. So from a psychological point of view, this is the same mechanism scaled up: fear of exposure at a big, big level, a fear of collapse, fear of accountability. But energetically, it's like millions of locked diaries floating through the human grid, each one whispering, don't see me, don't see me. But how can secrets affect your relationships? So whether it's personal, global, secrecy separates. Write that on paper. Secrecy separates, secrecy divides. It keeps you. And what do we all want? We want authenticity, right? You ask for it. It's in the collective. We want authenticity. We want authentic relationships. But if we have those, maybe some of our secrets or their secrets will come to the surface. So when you hold your secrets or others, you unconsciously maintain a distance. Your nervous system stays on guard all the time. So how many of you tell me all the time, you're telling each other, I'm constantly exhausted. I'm constantly exhausted. These ascension symptoms are just too much. Well, this is the kind of stuff that's exhausting you. So, and the beautiful part about it is you don't have to go into confessional. You don't have to even like, I have to tell you a secret. Unless you want someone to be witness, then absolutely. If you want to talk to a therapist where you feel like you've got some confidentiality, then to do that, I just got to share some of this stuff. But at the quantum level, which we're going to do in our meditation today, we're going to drop a lot of it. Okay. So let's see here. So Spirit showed me the antidote is not a public. I'm like, okay, Nancy, I just said that. So it's not a public confession. It's an energetic transparency. It begins by just acknowledging some of what I'm carrying isn't even mine, right? So, yeah, and that's when I realized the biggest secret of all that I was avoiding or that was being blocked from seeing was institutional, systemic secrecy. And right now, suddenly in the last couple of days, riding on the waves of those solar flares and the Scorpio astrology and all the other full moons and all the stuff that's happening, I was shocked. Why was I shocked? See what I'm saying? Like, I think it's kind of like my friend when I couldn't see that they were having an issue with drugs. It's like, did I not want to see this? Was I afraid to see this? Was somebody else afraid for me to see this? But anyway, when secrecy becomes systemic, it can impact an entire civilization, organizations, corporations, political powers, develop what psychologists call norms of non-disclosure, meaning behind closed doors, decisions are made that impact and affect millions. Now, I know our country's on the world stage right now, but this is not just a United States issue. It's just not. So don't let that distract you. Look in your countries, pay attention to what's happening in your countries as well. Corruption thrives in shadow because the human tendency is to avoid discomfort. Let's keep those doors shut. Energetically, each hidden agenda is like another layer of density in the Earth's aura, a global smoke screen of manipulation and withheld truths. So these sensitive to those of you who are very sensitive to frequency, I bet you're just like, I don't know if I can take another minute of this because you can feel the truth, but there's all this distraction in front of you. It can feel heavy, confusing, mistrust in the air. All right. I think I need to keep going. I don't think I need to keep going over this, right? Like we're getting this. All right, so let me just leap to what's the cost? What's the cost to holding collective secrecy? in this wave of frequencies that we have to swim through those currents to get to the light. Okay. When secrecy governs nations and corporations, trust erodes. Okay, that's not a secret. People begin to doubt leadership, media, even their own intuition. That's not a secret. Psychologically, this breeds learned helplessness. Nothing I do is going to change anything. How many of you? I just did that the other day. It's like, yeah, nothing's going to happen anyway. I mean, I found that background voice saying that. Energetically, it breeds apathy and fatigue, draining the global heart chakra of hope. I actually asked, I'm going to do a whole talk on this, but I asked Spirit, if humanity was a human figure, if just all of humanity, it was one human, what would it look like? And the heart chakra was just destroyed. But when I was like, oh my gosh, the heart chakra of humanity is destroyed, Spirit said, but why aren't you looking at how healthy the rest of the body of humanity is? You all have done a lot of work. So we're always reminded to not just focus on how much further we need to go, but also to remember how far we've come. So apathy, fatigue, but light cannot evolve through avoiding. Awareness itself is the first act of cleansing. And to see clearly, we don't need to expose every hidden act. We just need to dissolve the energetic veil that keeps humanity afraid to look. All right, I think I've said enough. How about we do a meditation? After we get done with this call today, I am going to thoroughly enjoy reading your comments because I can see there's some good ones about different secrets. Okay. And before we do the meditation, I just want to add, I don't block the news. I do watch the news, but I don't make a steady diet of it. And this week, the reason why I did this talk on Saturday, I wrote it, is because I knew I was going to have a busy week. So I've been too busy to pay attention. But then I was like, what? Look at the news, see if you can get the highlights. And that's when yesterday, let's just say a lot of diaries got unlocked. Okay. So let's do a meditation. Let me find. Are y'all ready? In this guided meditation, it is called Releasing the Locked Diaries of Humanity. So go ahead and close your eyes and just tune into yourself. And if your auric field's cage is feeling a little bit rattled, just talk to your body a moment. Just pretend and imagine that you can talk to your body and your body can talk back to you. And just let your body know that if this secrecy frequency kind of unnerved you a little bit, just let your body know. If it unnerved you a little bit, no worries. We're going to do this guided meditation. We're going to release a lot of this. So you're going to feel better. And then say hello to your higher self and ask your higher wise self to help you to release the locked diaries, secrets filled with global secrets. Ask your higher self to help you to release as much as you can and to assist you to see truth, dissolve illusions. Take a slow, deep breath, 3 of them, in through your nose, up through, cooling your sinuses, calming your nervous system. And then as you exhale, allow yourself to release the stress of holding on to societal secrets. Breathe in through your nose, your sinuses, out through your mouth. Let yourself know you are safe, you're supported, you're surrounded by the soft blue frequency of truth. Let your own light begin to expand around you with pure, compassionate, but clear awareness. Now, grounding is an invisible energy force that you pretend and you imagine that you can create and settle around the area of your hips, like an ancient oak tree that's 2,000 years old that can solidly anchor to the center of the earth and wrap those roots around the magnetic core. But if a tree is just not coming up for you, let yourself use, what is it, a rainbow or a steel beam or a lightning bolt, a waterfall, a barrel of monkeys, whatever you wish to imagine that's going to help anchor your grounding through the seat of your chair. Even if you've never meditated before, just pretend and imagine you've been doing it all your life. Allow the grounding to go through the seat of the chair, the floor of the room, the foundation of the house or building you're in. Through the earth's crust, as you experience gravity starting to just pull at that invisible but mighty grounding force, and then connect your grounding at the center of the earth. Now imagine a large ball of blue frequency, the blue light. It can be as light as the sky, blue sky. It can be as dark as the night sky filled with stars. And if any other color comes to you, go follow your intuition. But let's let this frequency flow into the room where you are. It's going to start flowing through your entire auric field, your entire body. It's going to wash any old congestion right down your grounding. Dissolving illusions, enhancing truth, and making way for justice in the world. Now pretend and imagine there is a locked diary that appears in front of you. You sense that it is full of memories, of promises, of heavy silence, of secrets. Place your hands over your heart and say either out loud or silently to yourself, I am ready to see through the fog of secrecy. I'm ready to see clearly. I'm ready to free my own inner authority, my inner light. Now, I know that many of you may feel compelled to drop into some really personal secrets. So I'm going to invite you to remember we're contributing to the collective. We're helping to clear the collective secrets. So right now, imagine you have a crystalline key forming in your hand. You allow this crystalline key to unlock the diary, and the pages open up like wings. And inside this diary and pages are layers of old energy. And some of it's yours, some of it belongs to others, much of it belongs to the collective. You don't need to analyze it. Simply invite the blue light of truth to dissolve every word that hides love from being expressed. The ink of secrecy turns to shimmering particles and just lifts up and falls away with great ease and effortlessness. Breathe in deeply as this blue light, blended with your light, moves through your entire body, through your throat, your heart, your solar plexus, washing away any residue of secrecy that you've carried for others. Let it flow through your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your hips, your legs, your feet. Let it flow through your organs, your heart, your lungs, your nervous system. State either out loud or quietly inside your own mind, what is mine now returns. What is not mine now returns to the source in peace. And feel your energy field becoming lighter, more transparent as truth flows like a clear river. Now expand, imagine, and pretend that you can see the earth suspended in space, radiant, yet surrounded by countless locked diaries. These are the diaries of humanity. These are the political secrets, financial deceptions, hidden motives, collective fears that hover like clouds of dark ink all around our beautiful earth. Call upon the blue frequency of divine truth to descend like a luminous rain, touching every book, every layer, as all the locks click open. The pages turn all by themselves, releasing all that old secret energy that rises as a light mist back to the stars. There's no blame, there's no punishment, there's only illumination. Humanity's field begins to shimmer lighter, freer, more transparent. It's just simply time for this to be revealed and released. Now bring your awareness back to where you are in the room that you're in, reminding yourself that you are a powerful force in your inner authority. You are a transmitter of clarity, and every breath you take sends truth through the planetary grid, clearing and dissolving all distortion, restoring harmony. May all beings awaken to the truth with grace. May what has been hidden be revealed into the frequency of love, and may light guide every heart towards transparency and peace. Take one more final deep breath in and out, and when you're ready, open your eyes very gently, knowing now that you are, at this moment, the embodiment of truth, of clear, compassionate, crystalline radiance. This party, this awakening party, it's just getting started. Remember last week, there was that pyramid structure with the golden capstone. If you didn't get a chance to watch that and do the meditation, I highly recommend it. And I was told, go look at the dollar bill. And now this week, the Diary of Secrets at a global level, I'm like, I don't know what's happening, but I think it's finally happening. And I hope that that's true. Because the next 6 weeks up to the holidays, I know it's a busy time, but there's some beautiful frequencies coming in, and I'm really excited. I'm going to be very excited to know what those are and share more of what those are with all of you. So in the content below the video, it's a little free mini dealie I put together called Your Inner Authority. And so it's free. You just click on it and it'll be sent to your email. I'm excited. I'm excited to read what you wrote. I'm excited to know how you feel after the meditation, after you unlocked those diaries versus how you felt before then. The whole field to me feels much calmer. And I know that your bodies are incredibly happy to unload those burdens. Please make sure that you drink lots of water, stay really hydrated over the next few days. Things are about to get really interesting, and internationally, we are here in the US, everything we do impacts everything internationally. Everything you all do internationally impacts us. And so we're going to just set the stage that we're here to break through those walls. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a fantastic rest of your week and weekend.